Hello, how are you today? This is JilliBling and I have a project to share using flowering rain boots. I love this card. I love this stamp set. I knew I liked it thinking it's cute, and I was thinking more it'd be good for a few people that I know that love to garden and love flowers. Good for florists. But when I started using it, I loved the distinctiveness of it. You know, this one isn't actually called distinctive, but the realisticness of the boots, the flowers or the stems and the leaves and the flowers, just all of it. It is so cute. So this I saw online. Bree Renwick made the card, and then I added a few little brushed brass butterflies, my new favorite thing. I love this paper too. This is kind of like a sleeper in the catalog. It comes in a pack of, I think, 8. I should probably look that up. And it comes in gold and rose gold. It's beautiful paper. It's a little challenging to work with. It's great to cut, but using it with dies, a little challenging but worth it. Put a little bit of texture back here, and on the inside, just keeping it simple. But isn't that a great stamp? Okay, so this is today's project. And I've tried starting this video. This is the 3rd time. The dog thinks he needs to bark and he hears things. So let's hope he's done with all that. He's a crazy boy. Oh, guess what? Last night it snowed here. And is that really any big deal? Many of you have snow all the time, but here we don't. And my room, I came in and the snow on the hill right back there reflecting into the room. I came in, my room is like lit up. No lights on or anything. I love it. So, this is going to be for the words. This is for the die cut. Oh, the die cuts. Well, here. Brushed brass butterflies. Are those just the cutest? And they've got adhesive on the underside. Then dies. We have dies for everything here. This die will be for the designer paper. That's for the leaves and stems, the pot, the boots. This is the flowers. This is my little note to say, hey, you might want to put washi tape on your things, on your dies when you run them through, because I'm not going to use that. That maybe if I trimmed it up, but I think I'm going to end up just scrapping them all. Use washi tape. It all shifted. I'm not happy. Okay, this paper is for embossing folder. And on the projects I showed you the samples, I used the hammered metal, which is great. But this time I want to use, this one is called bark. Tree bark. Just like that. Just a subtle type texture. Then over here is the wood. And the stitched rectangles, see the little stitching on there? Okay, and then this paper is for this die. This comes from Scallop Contours. Okay, we're getting there. So this piece here, this die, much fun, comes in the bundle or in the die set with rain boots. So all these that I showed you, plus these, all come in rain boots, a set of 9. That's for the little daisies. Look at that rake. Is that the cutest? That's a seed packet and the water can. Stitch shapes, that's for the designer paper. And then also Scallop Contours, and we just used the rectangle, the scalloped rectangle. Okay, so cutting this cuts beautifully on the paper cutter, but I ran it through many times. Flipped it over. It looked like it cut good, but it takes a little effort. Looks like it cut great, huh? And this one I ran through upside down, thinking maybe this is the fibrous material. But look at this, it's just not coming apart. But like I said, it's an easy fix. If you just take your scissors, your snips, it's like you just have to run the blade and it just cuts all those little fibers. If you cut, that's great, that's easy. But you don't even have to do that. You can just, like, watch, I won't squeeze the scissors. Well, to get it started maybe. Anyhow, it cuts very easy to get all that out. Then you could pick these pieces out if you want. I think to do that you'd have to get it started. And then you could cut it out. But it cuts easy. I don't know why it's like that. I hope it doesn't go away because of that. So I have this one that I was trying to pull it and tear it. Can you see what happened right there? I pulled all the pretty paper stuff off. So you have to cut it. Cut it. And it's not hard. On the other ones, I just left those little squares, those little diamonds on the inside, because that looks good too. And what other paper would do that? None. They all would pop out. All those little squares would just fall out. Because I'm having to cut that, I knew I wasn't in the track. So when it's in the track, it cuts easy. Okay, so then these little things. Okay, and then one more. And I'm going to purposely put that little bit of underneath a flower pot or under a boot or something. The gold seems like it's a little bit more user-friendly, but the rose gold, it just hangs on. Oh, Roomba, nope. My room is a mess. I've got all these little pieces and papers everywhere on the floor. But Roomba will just have to wait. Okay. So Jackie, I know you want to hang on to those. We'll get you a whole bunch of them. Okay. Washi tape, we talked about that. Important. Good stuff. I'm still loving these. Okay. So this paper here is for stamping. I'm going to stamp the boots in navy. Oh, the colors I'm using today are Cinnamon Cider, Night of Navy, Old Olive, Versamark, and Blushing Bride. I wish I had the big Blushing Bride. I think it would make a better flower stamped image compared, the full pad compared to the spot. But that's okay. It's busy somewhere. I think I have like 3 of them. So this I should be stamping on a mat because polymer doesn't have that little foam cushion like the red rubber does. But it should be okay. Look at that. I don't know why I get such a kick out of that. It's just it's so pretty. It's so realistic. Okay, an Old Olive for the leaves. Loving it. Okay, and then the flowers. Cinnamon I did for the pot, but I think I want to make it like this with the wood grain paper. So, no pot. Blushing Bride, little flowers. I'm going to try it again. I just made this, I bought unink spots and I put Bride re-inker on it. And see how it's kind of blob-like? And I know that that will dry up a lot softer, but let me try one more time. Maybe I have too much ink on this spot. So I'm looking if there's any kind of little puddles of ink. Make them a little less. Okay, there we go. Fingers crossed. It's a little bit better. It's a bit heavy there, but when it dries, it's a lot softer. Okay. So now I will die cut these pieces. And before I die cut them, I like to cut them out. Only because if I had all these pieces on here, when I cut out the boots, this die would probably run into that die, which isn't good. So if I cut out just the boots, I would leave all that lovely cutting plate texture all over all these other stamped images. So they each get to go separately. Here's the boots. And stems and leaves and flowers, tulips. Okay. Here they are. Okay, this little guy, not this time. This is for the words. Okay, that's next. So these are ready. Getting all these pieces ready. Okay, words, how about, there's another set that fits well. On these two samples I used Our Friendship is Naturally Beautiful. I'm going to do Live Life in Full Bloom. So, Versamark. Live Life in Full Bloom. Right in the middle. Into the powder. Okay, now I'll cut that out. Look at the little stitching around it. Cute, cute. Okay, so here are our pieces. So this one with the wood, let's do it this way. Okay, and I like this layout. Maybe I'll put the words on the other side. Okay. Let's start with the texture. The texture paper, use your Stamp and Seal. And if you don't have Stamp and Seal, use tear tape or liquid glue. Just because with all the texture, there's not much of a chance to stick to the paper because it's like only partial laying down flat on the paper. And sometimes when you use an embossing folder, it kind of distorts the paper shape. So I'm going to flip this over, and if it's really off, I'll trim it, but it looks pretty good. Okay, that's good. Now, this is going to go here. That could go on. Oh, kind of liking that. I love how bright my room is. I don't wish for snow all the time, but it's really pretty. Today's school was a 2-hour delay. This goes right in the middle, no matter what. So, Tony, instead of leaving at 10 after 6, and coming home at 10 after 8, he left like 8:15. Kinda nice. Okay, so this will go here. I'm going to cover up that area. And then this time, I think I was going to try to put the boots over here. I'll put it down lower. Oh, the flowers are going to go in them still. And you know, when I was looking at this card, when I came back in this morning, I thought, gosh, I wish I shifted it all down. I like how the flowers are coming up over and getting into the navy area, but I thought it would be more centered if it was all shifted down. I think I was trying to preserve this because that's so cute, but let's try it just a little different this time. And you know how I mentioned that I've done this video like 3 times? I don't remember if I told you this or not, but these stems, they all come out as one piece. And I cut these off, put them in front, and then this larger bunch goes in the back. So it's kind of a 3D layered looking thing. That turned out good. But because they're going to go in the boots, I'm going to stay whole. Okay, so I am liking this. I don't want to cover up too much of that rose gold. I love how the rose gold kind of matches the blushing bride paper. Right like that. I like that. Okay, so I will stick down the rose gold. That looks like it's just a little bit below midpoint. For that, I'm going to use liquid glue. Does it go the whole way? Oh, and you know, let me show you something. See on this one, it matters where you cut it. For instance, this, when I was using the die to cut the paper, unless you just have a really long piece of paper, when you put the die on here, do you want to start with a whole diamond and then this side is pretty much a whole diamond, or do you want to have partials? It's probably better to have holes. I don't know. That looks good too though, huh? Okay, you decide. I'm just going to leave it like this because it's different than all those. But I don't know about those rough ends sticking out. This was trimmed a little messy. So when sticking this down, I'm going to focus on the ends because the center will be layered with boots and flowers and a greeting, and it will naturally just hang in place. It's not going to move. Okay, so I said a little bit lower than halfway. I see little bits I'm going to trim, which are fine. That's fine. So this part here is not stuck down, but after I put all the beautifulness on, that will hold it in place. Okay, looking good. Then, since I'm thinking about it, I'm going to trim these little bits right here. Ooh. Probably should have waited till it dried. Okay, there it is. So, the boot is going to go on. The dog is up again. This I said I want to put lower, maybe right there. So I'm going to put that on with dimensionals. A little bit lower, right there. Make sure they're straight. Okay, and then the words are going to come over here. I like how it leaves the buckle. That's cute, but the buckle is really cute. Right here. So I'll put liquid glue under my fingers, and then dimensionals on the rest of it. It's like, do I want this little rose gold piece to show? Do I want the boot heel to show? So many decisions. Okay, now for these, you would think, oh, just put it right here and put it there. But as I put it right here, see how you can see the white? The die cut left a little bit of a border. I want that gone. I'll show you it gone and it not gone. So see here how I cut right up next to there, so it looks like it's right into the boot? This with the little white border, I'm going to take that away. And then I'm going to do the same with the flowers. Because see how these flowers are sitting right next to the stem tops? This has a little bit of a border, which is fine to leave it on, but I like it better with it off. And kind of round that. Okay, so that's good. Then on here, mostly focusing on the underside of where the stem hits the flower. Okay, so these I'm going to put liquid glue on the bottom part so that could set right on top of there. This is on a dimensional, so it's up a little bit high. So I'll put liquid glue for the stem base and then dimensionals right across the top here. So liquid glue right there. And then I'll do the same for the flowers. And you know, online I saw people even putting the stems back behind the boots, which is fine too. It's just so cute, it's hard to do wrong. I need a mini. Okay, so these can go here. Okay, and then the flowers are ready to go. So, just like with the boot, a few dimensionals, and then liquid glue. I should pull out my mini magic ones. Magic is good. Unless you're starting a new sheet. Okay, one more. Maybe. Okay, and a little bit of liquid glue at the bottom to hang on to the stems. Oh, and then next is the butterflies. So, see this tall one? It's best to start with that, and then the other flowers will just set right into place. That's cute too. Okay. So the butterflies, I'm going to do one big and one little. These butterflies are adorable, but they're a little expensive. So just two. But if you're making this at home, you could put 10 on there. Okay, so now for the inside. For the inside, I should have a plan. I don't have a plan. How about, I wonder if I could do, see, I really like that one too. Okay, I'm going to do just the side of the boots, and I'm going to try to get the flowers in them. because I like that boot buckle. And I haven't been putting words on the inside because some of the words in this set just means somebody's going through some challenging times. And I wanted this one to be more of friendship, like rain or shine, I'm here for you. Every storm that comes also ends. Yeah, let's just do a girlfriend friendship. Okay, so now with the green, Old Olive, I'm going to get these stems lined up in the boots. Ew, because I'm not die cutting them, there's no little white thing to cut off. Oh, but you know what? I'll show you. Well, I should have done that lower. It looks like they're back behind. Try it again. I know you guys don't mess up when you stamp, but I think we all love magic paper with two sides. Try it again. Okay. And that's a little bit better. I don't know. That's coming from behind the boot. Why isn't paper three-sided? Blushing bright flowers, tulips. Some of our, as Tony calls the orchid, it has blooms and buds on it, and he went out and he was covering it all up. I hope that we didn't lose anything with the snow. Cute. Okay, I'm gonna leave it just like that. I kind of don't like the blue boot back showing through the green. Okay, so here we are. It's done. Just like that. I love this card. It's so cute. It's so ready for spring and not snow. Kind of liking the doubled up flowers. Okay, I like them all. Well, thank you for tuning in, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks. Bye.